Hello. In today's class, let's quickly revise one of the most confusing topic in our syllabus, the Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium. It is a theory of population genetics developed by Hardy and Weinberg based on Mendel's law of heredity. They said that if all other factors remain constant, the frequencies of particular genes and genotypes will remain constant in a population generation after generation. We know about variations which are always present in a sexually reproducing population. And for evolution to occur, a population must have variation present among its individuals. Right? Although the individuals in a population must differ genetically for evolution to occur, but presence of variation alone does not guarantee evolution. For evolution to happen, one or more factors that cause evolution must be at work. Then, how to test whether evolution is occurring in a population? Here comes the significance of Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium. In a population that is not evolving, allele and genotype frequencies will remain constant from generation to generation, provided that only Mendelian segregation and recombination of alleles are at work. So, the Hardy-Weinberg approach describes a population that is not evolving. This can happen only if a population meets all the 5 conditions to maintain the Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium. Number 1, there should be random mating. This causes random mixing of the gametes. Second, there should be no mutations so that genes are not deleted or duplicated. There should be no natural selection. Large population has to be present because in small population, sometimes the gene frequencies, they fluctuate over time. There can be no immigration or emigration. That is, no individuals can enter or exit a population, as that would cause loss or addition of certain genes. Now let's try to solve the first question. The tendency of population to remain in genetic equilibrium may be disturbed by lack of mutations, lack of random mating, or lack of migration. Let's go back to the conditions which are required to maintain the Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium. Remember, random mating has to take place. No mutation or natural selection can take place. It has to be a large population and there should be no entry or exit of individuals from the population. So, coming back to the question, you can pause the video for a few seconds to guess the correct answer. The correct answer is lack of random mating. Now let's discuss some of the important points which we have been talking about since the beginning of the class. What do you mean by a population? According to geneticists, a population is a group of organisms of the same species living together in a common geographical area, mutually interbreeding. So each member has an equal chance of mating with any other member of the opposite sex, fulfilling the criteria of random mating. Gene frequencies. These are simply the proportions of different alleles of a gene in a population. Let's take a case study of incomplete dominance. There is a population of 500 flowers with 2 alleles, capital R and small r. Let's say capital R denotes red color and small r denotes white color. Since it's a case of incomplete dominance, capital R will show red flowers, capital R small r will show pink flowers, and small r will show white flowers. So 3 different genotypes will show 3 different phenotypes. Now let's try to calculate the frequency of these alleles. There are 320 red flowers, 160 pink flowers and only 20 white flowers. Since there are 500 flowers in total and each flower is diploid having 2 sets of chromosomes, they should have a total of 1000 copies of the gene. Let me write this down. There is a total of 1000 copies of the gene. Now the R allele, the capital R allele, accounts for, in 2 forms the capital R is present. Capital R and capital R small r. Since capital R is present in the homozygous dominant condition and it is also present in the heterozygous condition. So how many capital R should be present in the homozygous dominant condition? That should be 320 into 2 and 160, since only one capital R is present in the pink flowers. So that comes to a total of 640 plus 160, which is equal to 800. So 800 copies of capital R are present among the 1000 copies of the gene. So if you try to calculate the frequency of capital R, it should be equal to 800 by 1000, which is equal to 0.8, or you can also say 80%. So the frequency of the dominant allele capital R in this particular case is 0.8. Now let's come to the first equation of Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium. We use small p to represent the frequency of one allele and q to represent the frequency of the other allele. In our case, the small p is the frequency of capital R and the q is the frequency of small r. Now we already know the value of capital R from the last slide, which is 0.8. Now from this equation p plus q is equal to 1, we can easily calculate the frequency of q. So q should be equal to 1 minus p, which is equal to 1 minus 0.8. So this comes to 0.2 or 20%. The next term is genotype frequency, which will also help us understand the second equation of Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium. P square plus 2pq plus q square is equal to 1. The p square denotes the homozygous dominant, which in our case is the red flower, capital R, capital R. 2pq denotes the heterozygotes, which in our case are the pink flower, capital R, small r. And the q square denotes the homozygous recessive, white flowers, the small r, small r. Now, tell me, what is the probability that both capital R and capital R will come together in a population if there is random mating to produce the next generation? Won't it be 0.8 into 0.8, which is 0.64? So approximately 64% of the next generation. For capital R and small r to come together to form the heterozygotes, 2pq is the frequency, right? So 2 into 0.8 into 0.2, which comes to 0.32, which is 32% of the total population. And the recessive alleles small r and small r to come together, there is a probability of 0.2 multiplied by 0.2, which comes to 0.04, or only 4% of the next generation. I hope everyone has understood. Now let's try to solve another problem. At a particular locus, the frequency of capital A allele is 0.6 and that of small a is 0.4. What would be the frequency of heterozygotes in a random mating population at equilibrium? So let's first write down what is the information which is given in the question. So frequency of capital A is 0.6, which we can also say is equal to P. The frequency of small a is equal to 0.4, which we can also say it is Q. Now from the first equation, I hope everyone remembers P plus U is equal to 1. So 0.6 plus 0.4 will always be equal to 1. Now let's see what the question is asked. What would be the frequency of heterozygotes in a random mating population at equilibrium? So heterozygotes is basically 2pq. So how do you calculate 2pq? 2 into p into q, right? So 2 into 0.6 multiplied by 0.4. So your answer comes as 0.48. So the correct answer is option 4. Let's move on to the next question. A gene locus has two alleles, capital A and small a. If the frequency of dominant allele capital A is 0.4, then what will be the frequency of homozygous dominant, heterozygotes and the homozygous recessive individual in a population? Okay, so given is the frequency of capital A is 0.4. So this is basically P. So if you know P, you can calculate Q from the first equation. P plus Q is equal to 1. So our P is 0.4 plus Q is equal to 1. So Q should be equal to 1 minus 0.4, which comes to 0.6. Okay. So the frequency of homozygous dominant should be, homozygous dominant is capital A, that is equal to P square. So this is 0.4 whole square, which is 0.16. The heterozygotes, it's capital A small a, which should be equal to 2pq. So this is equal to 2 into 0.4 into 0.6, which is equal to 0.48. And the frequency of the homozygous recessive should be q square, which is equal to 0.6 whole square and 0.36. So our answer gets 0.416, 0.48 and 0.36. So that's it. So the correct answer is option D. Let's move on to the next question. In a population of 1000 individuals, 360 belong to the genotype capital A, 480 belongs to capital A small a, and the remaining 160 belongs to small a, small a. So based on this data, the frequency of capital A in the population is, okay, so let's write down what is given. Capital A is equal to 360, capital A small a is equal to 480, and small a is equal to 160. So you can also say 360 is basically your P square. Now if you want to change it into the frequency, you have to divide them by 1000. Alright, so the frequency of heterozygotes 2pq is equal to 480 by 1000. And frequency of the homozygous recessive allele, that is q square, it should be 160 by 1000. Okay. Now if P square is equal to 360 by 1000, it comes to 0.36. So P should be equal to square root of 0.36, which comes as 0.6. So the correct answer to this question is 0.6. So that just about covers the topic of Introduction to Hardy-Weinberg Equilibrium. Thank you so much. For more of such videos, to do a quick recap of concepts, do stay tuned to this channel, Biology for Life.